Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Showtime with Mike and Tyler.
Imagine my voice was a lot more exciting, like Vince McMahon. Welcome everyone to Cow Wrestling. Cow, 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 cow. Mike, we are 3 weeks away from the Wrestling on the Rise pay-per-view. After the fantastic show that you put together last week, Cow Wrestling's got to step it up this week, man.
Beautiful. I'm waiting. You actually have me involved. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Like a few weeks ago, when you're coming out with your roster and you did your first show, it really felt like something. I'm like, yeah, this is good for what we're doing. I don't know if I'd watch this for real life because this, it's a lot like AEW, which I don't watch. But you really have your own twist to it now. It's nothing. You're not booking like AEW, and while a lot of your guys are from AEW, there's no AEW feel to this, which I love.
That's what I was going
So I'm actually really excited about your shows week to week.
I took what I like from AEW, the guys I like from the WWE, and maybe a couple from Japan. I'm trying to put my own spin and my own vibe, I like the rabid fan base that AEW has. I'd like to try to keep that, but I don't want to book like they book either. And I'm going to try not to do that. And we're 3 weeks away from the pay-per-view now, Wrestling on the Rise. And what do you think? You want to get into this?
Beautiful. Let's do it.
All right. So our show is going to start with our president, Nigel McGuinness, walking out to the ramp. And he's here to announce the brackets for the tag team tournament.
Nigel.
I like that we're starting to add chants to our show now. So our first round matches of the tournament are going to go as followed. We're going to have the Usos versus the Second City Saints. We're going to have Santana and Ortiz versus Phoenix and Penta. We're going to have Jurassic Express going with Steen and Generico.
I forgot you had the Lucha Brothers, to be honest.
Yeah, they're hanging in there. And we're going to have in the final match FTR versus the Young Bucks. They've gotten the draw with that rivalry going on, so fireworks are to be expected.
What did I just say a few minutes ago about you having a real AEW feel?
I mean, yeah. Well, no, I got WWE. I guess Second City Saints or AEW. I got two WWE and the rest AEW. To be fair, AEW does put a lot more emphasis on their tag team division than WWE.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't argue with that.
Yeah, I'm not going to put Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler in my tournament. I'm sorry. I love both those guys, but I just, as a tag team, they're not doing it for me. And no, AJ and AJ's on your show anyways. Almost isn't going to make it on my roster. I got Wardlow. That's all the big dummies I need on my roster. So Nigel's going to finish his announcement, and that's going to lead right into the first match. Cult of Personality hits. Here comes the Second City Saints getting ready to start off the tag team tournament with the Usos. This is going to be a real old school style of tag team wrestling. Faces are going to start strong. We're going to let Cabana shine since it's his first time in front of the Cow audience in a match, hitting the elbows, the fun Colt Cabana stuff that we all know and love. We're going to have the heels cut the ring off. They're going to work over Cabana, the false tag finish it. You know what I mean? Like cutting the ring off, hope spot, cut off. A referee doesn't see the tag. Very old school like that. Finally, though, Punk's going to get the hot tag. He's going to come in and clean house. He's going to pick Jimmy up on his shoulders. He's going to kind of do like the Terry Funk airplane spin. He's going to hit hit Jay in the face. Cabana's going to hit the blind tag while Punk backs up, go to sleep, and Cabana's going to run in and do that. You know that pin that he does where he jumps and hooks his legs over the other guy's legs? Mm-hmm. It's like a weird pin Cabana does, and he's going to get the 1, 2, 3, and we got the Second City Saints going over in a hot match to start off the show.
Okay, yeah, that's a hot match for sure.
Punk's getting on track now. He started off slow, and now he's got his best friend back with him, and they're rolling. So going to go backstage.
Yeah, as long as neither of them sue each other by next week. I
can't promise that. I can't promise that. Backstage, I got Jesse Ventura. He's going to be interviewing Hangman Page. And Hangman he's happy. He doesn't have to worry about the Usos punk asses at ringside anymore, because if they get involved or show their face during any of these matches, automatic disqualification for Roman Reigns. He says nothing's going to stop in his way now. He says it doesn't matter whose poison is picked for Brock tonight because he's going to main event the pay-per-view and win the title. That's going to take us right into match number 2, Hangman Page and Roman Reigns, match 4 of their best of 7. Hangman's going to make his way down the ramp, but at the same time, the Usos are making their way back up the ramp. They have not left the ring. They're pissed off after the tag match. They start arguing with each other and pushing each other. As this is happening, Roman Reigns is going to run from behind. He's going to sneak attack Hangman, and all 3 guys are just going to lay a beat down on Hangman. They're going to take him down to ringside, and they're going to put him through a table with the Shield power bomb. So Roman's going to hit that big power bomb. They're going to push it through. Roman gets in the ring, and he demands that the referee rings the bell and starts counting. Instead, we get Nigel McGuinness coming out. And he says, you know what, Roman, I warned you what would happen if the Usos showed up in any of these matches. He says, because of this, you are now disqualified from this match and have forfeited it. This match is over. The series is officially tied at 2 matches apiece. Roman and the Usos are real pissed off, and they start making their way up the ramp towards Nigel. But this is going to bring out Danielson and Okada, and they're going to step in front of Nigel, kind of protect him a little bit. As all 5 men are staring at each other, who's going to make the first move? Hangman has slowly picked himself up, and he's going to run from behind and hit on Roman. We're going to have a wild brawl all around the ring. Nigel's going to grab the mic again and tell the referee to ring the bell because we got ourselves an impromptu 6-man tag match.
All right.
And that's exactly where we are. Just a fun match with a lot of action, a lot of quick tags. Roman and Hangman are going to end up taking each other out of the match. They're going to brawl through the crowd. It's going to allow Okada to score the win for his team, keeping his hot streak going. The Usos, not a good night for them. 2 losses for them. And Roman and Hangman are gone. We don't know where they are.
Yeah.
It's going to take us into... Yeah.
The story's going into interesting places.
Yeah, it's really hard to... I wanted to get creative with this best of 7 because I don't want every week just to be a match. So I thought this was a fun little twist. And it really establishes that Nigel's not messing around. His word means something, and there are rules to be followed in this promotion. Match number 3, Mike will go take a piss for. We have Wardlow coming out for a squash match. He's just going to basically destroy an enhancement talent with MJF on commentary running down Edge, basically just saying that this is what Edge has in store for him next week when they fight. Yeah, Mike is taking a sleep there, but it furthers the story with these guys. We're going to get another promo package for Kota Ibushi, but at the end of this promo, it says next week, Ibushi is coming.
Okay.
So we're finally going to see him. Backstage with Jesse Ventura again, we've got Cody and Charlotte, and they're bragging about laying out Adam Cole and Britt Baker last week. And the Cocky Heels issue a challenge for a mixed tag match at the Wrestling on the Rise pay-per-view.
Great. I like that.
It's going to take us into match number 4. We're going to have the in-ring debut of Nova. She's going to go one-on-one with Britt Baker. This is going to be a nice little showing.
This is great timing because when you're listening to this past weekend, Nova made her in-ring debut at Barry Wrestling.
That is correct. Fantastic.
Good
stuff,
timing, bud.
And this one here, we're going to have Nova is going to kind of showcase off her talent. I've got her dominating most of the match, but I'm going to have Britt Baker pulling out the win after a roll-up. But I want Nova to look strong here. But Baker's got to get rolling into the pay-per-view, right?
Mm-hmm. All right.
Match number 5, we're going to go to another first-round tournament match in the tag team tournament. We're going to have Phoenix and Penta going one-on-one with Santana and Ortiz. And I've got Santana and Ortiz going over in this one. And next, they're going to go into the second round where they'll meet the Second City Saints.
Great.
Next week on the show, we're going to have more first-round tag team matches. We're going to have Kota Ibushi making his debut. And we're going to have Edge versus Wardlow in their little match. If Edge wins, he gets MJF at the pay-per-view. And just announced, as word as Joey Styles is announcing, Nigel McGuinness has made the match. The next match in the best of 7 series, Roman Reigns versus Hangman Page, is going to be inside of a steel cage.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Great minds think alike, my friend.
No messing around.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure on my pay-per-view coming up, I've got a steel cage match.
Oh,
Now
what a treat.
you're doing one. That we have a lot of steel action in here in Showtime.
Absolutely, and we're gonna make steel cage matches what they're supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're special matches. Main event time. It is time to pick your poison. Brock and Heyman are out first, and Heyman grabs the mic and he says, "Ladies and gentlemen, let's call a spade a spade. We all know that Kenny Omega only has one man bad enough to get in the ring with Brock. Walter, get your big dumbass out here so you can go to Suplex City, bitch." Basically,
Amazing.
the second after that comes out of his mouth, Walter sprints from the back. Brock meets him on
I'm
the
not
ramp.
sure we've ever seen Walter run.
No, he's pissed though. You can't be calling out Walter like that. No one calls out Walter like that. He comes out. Brock gets out of the ring. They meet on the ramp. These guys are just brawling like crazy. They go up into the crowd, all around the crowd. They come crashing through the guardrail, breaking the guardrail, like kind of the Goldberg Lesnar spot there. Brock's got Walter down. He's calling for an F5 through a table. Walter's going to hit a low blow. He's going to put Brock through a table. He's going to throw Brock Lesnar back in the ring. But as Walter gets Brock in the ring, Walter just kind of starts smiling and walking up the ramp. Brock is real hurt in the ring, and Callis comes out with Kenny Omega on the stage. They've got a mic in hand, and Callis says, "Let that be a lesson to the entire roster. Leave Walter's name out of your mouth." But Walter came down here on his own because nobody calls out Walter. And he's not the person who I picked for your poison. And no bell has rang. So this match,
we've seen this spot happen a lot of times.
Yeah,
I know you love this spot, the Edge Undertaker thing, and
that's
cool.
definitely where I got that from. I got to see that in Toronto. I really like that. He says, if you want to know who you're fighting, all you have to do is turn around. And as Brock Lesnar struggles to his feet and turns around, Kota Ibushi is on the top rope waiting for him. And Ibushi nails him with a drop kick. He's taking.
You swerved us with that promo.
That's right.
Yeah.
Ibushi is the mystery opponent, and this match is all Ibushi. It is a complete beatdown of an already weakened Brock Lesnar. Brock gets one hope spot where he teases an F5, but Ibushi gets out of it, hits his huge knees, and he pins Brock Lesnar. And this show goes off the air with Don Callis, Nova, Walter, and the Golden Lovers, Kenny Omega and Kota Ibushi, standing over a beaten Brock Lesnar. Brock has lost his opportunity as the world title shot, and Don Callis has pulled one over Paul Heyman.
Wow.
Not bad, right?
Wow. That is the best book wrestling program I've seen in a long time. Nothing on television compares to that, dude. That is amazing.
Yeah.
That is phenomenal. It takes a very special person to make Brock look like the underdog or the weak person in a situation. Kota Ibushi in that situation, that's working, man. That's amazing.
Well, we've been hyping up his debut for weeks, and it was all a ploy by Don Callis. You know, this was his plan. Ibushi and Kenny Omega have such a long and great history. The Golden Lovers and whatnot, their history in New Japan. So yeah, I thought this was a great way to bring them in, and you guys are gonna have to tune in next week to find out what is going to happen and who is going to be the contender going into Wrestling in the Rise. What happens now if the best of seven? You know, is Kenny just going to have the night off at the pay-per-view? Who knows?
This is insane. Okay, man, I'm in.
Well, what are we going to be expecting next week on Maple Leaf Pro?
Well, I'm an idiot and spoiled something earlier in the show on accident. So there might be a steel cage match announced for the pay-per-view. I forgot we haven't announced that yet. Other than that, man, we so we saw a bunch of new women involved in the company last week, so they're going to be making their presence felt. We're going to see a four-way match for the for the person that's going to face off against Jonathan Gresham at the pay-per-view for the first ever Tunney title winner. And you're going to get your main event. We're going to be seeing Jeff Cobb and Josh Alexander face off to see who the real number one contender is for AJ's title at the pay-per-view.
I can't wait for that. That's going to be great.
Plus much, much more.
Well, I guess all that's left to say is to quote the immortal Billy Red Lyons. And if you want to find out what happens next week, don't you dare miss it.
And as our good friend Wonderful Willie would say, we'll see you at the matches.